Let's get right into it. Number 1. Addicted to escape. Ever catch yourself doom-scrolling TikTok or binge-watching Netflix for hours just to tune out the world? What if I told you that zoning out like this isn't just a bad habit? It's your brain's way of running from pain. Seriously, think about it. How many times have you grabbed your phone, hit up DoorDash, or lost yourself in a video game just to avoid dealing with your own thoughts? Here's the wild part. This isn't just about being lazy or bored. It's a trauma response, and it's way more common than you think. A lot of us in the States are straight up addicted to escape. We're always looking for the next distraction, whether it's scrolling through Instagram, hitting up happy hour, or just spacing out in front of the TV. But what if I told you that every time you reach for that quick fix, you're actually dodging old wounds? Your mind is literally trying to protect you from pain you might not even remember. It's like your brain is saying, "Nope, not today," and throwing up a smokescreen. But here's the kicker. This constant need to escape can mess with your health big time. It can lead to anxiety, insomnia, and even make you feel more alone. So next time you catch yourself zoning out, ask yourself, what am I really running from? Because sometimes the scariest place to be is alone with your own thoughts. Number 2, your body remembers. You ever wake up feeling like you got hit by a truck, even though you didn't do anything wild the night before? Or maybe you get these random headaches, tight shoulders, or your stomach's in knots for no good reason. Here's something that might blow your mind. Your body can remember trauma even when your brain tries to forget. That's right, sometimes your body's holding on to stress from way back. And it shows up as aches, pains, or just feeling totally wiped out. It's like your body's got a memory bank, and it's cashing in old receipts whether you like it or not. Think about it. How many times have you blamed your back pain on a bad mattress, or your constant tiredness on just being busy? But what if those symptoms are actually your body's way of waving a red flag, trying to get your attention? In the US, we're all about pushing through, hustling and grinding. But sometimes your body just says, "Nah, I'm done." And if you keep ignoring those signals, it can turn into chronic pain, migraines, or even autoimmune issues down the line. So next time you feel off, don't just brush it off or pop another Tylenol. Ask yourself, is my body trying to tell me something deeper? Because sometimes the pain you feel isn't just physical, it's emotional baggage your body refuses to drop. Number 3, fawning survival mode. Ever find yourself saying yes to stuff you don't even want to do, just to keep the peace? Or maybe you're always the one picking up the slack at work, or letting your friends walk all over you because you can't stand the thought of anyone being mad at you. Real talk. That's not just being a people pleaser. That's fawning survival mode. And it's a trauma response that a ton of Americans are stuck in without even realizing it. Here's the scary part. Fawning isn't about being nice. It's about survival. Somewhere along the way, your brain learned that the safest way to avoid drama or pain was to make everyone else happy, even if it meant putting yourself dead last. You might think you're just being chill or easygoing, but deep down, you're running on fear. You're hustling for approval, hoping that if you just keep everyone else cool, nothing bad will happen to you. But here's the catch. Living in fawn mode can wreck your self-esteem and leave you feeling invisible. You end up losing yourself, always worried about what everyone else thinks. And that's exhausting. So next time you catch yourself saying it's fine when it's really not, ask yourself, am I doing this for me, or am I just trying to keep the peace? Because sometimes the real danger isn't conflict, it's losing your own voice. Number 4, relationship Groundhog Day. Ever feel like you're stuck in a never-ending loop, dating the same type of toxic person over and over, even though you swear you're looking for something different? Or maybe you keep falling into the same messy situationships, no matter how many times you promise yourself, never again. Here's the plot twist. This isn't just bad luck or picking the wrong people. It's a trauma response, and it's got you living your own personal version of Groundhog Day. Your brain is wired to chase what's familiar, even if it's not good for you. If you grew up around chaos, drama, or feeling unworthy, your mind might actually seek out those same vibes in your adult relationships. It's like your heart's got a broken GPS, always leading you back to the same dead-end street. And let's be real, breaking out of that cycle is way harder than just swiping left on a dating app. But here's the scary part. If you don't recognize this pattern, you could spend years stuck in the same heartbreak hotel, wondering why nothing ever changes. So next time you catch yourself thinking, why does this always happen to me? Pause and ask if you're replaying old scripts from your past. Because sometimes, the real reason you're stuck isn't about them, it's about the wounds you haven't healed yet. Number 5. Invisible electric fence. Ever feel like there's something holding you back, even when there's nothing actually in your way? Like you want to go for that promotion, start your own business, or just speak up in a meeting, but it's like you hit an invisible wall every single time. Here's the real talk. You might be dealing with an invisible electric fence, a trauma response that keeps you stuck in your comfort zone, even when you know you could do more. This isn't just about being shy or lacking confidence, it's about your brain setting up do not cross zones to keep you safe from pain or disappointment. Maybe you got burned in the past, or someone made you feel like you weren't good enough. And now your mind is running interference every time you try to level up. It's like your own personal security system, but instead of keeping danger out, it's keeping you from living your best life. Most people don't even realize this fence is there until they start bumping up against it over and over. You might call it self-sabotage, but really, it's just old fear running the show. So next time you feel that weird resistance or hear that little voice saying, "Don't even try," ask yourself, am I really stuck, or am I just scared of getting zapped by my own past? Number 6. Ghosts of betrayal. Ever catch yourself side-eyeing people, waiting for them to stab you in the back even when they haven't given you a reason? Or maybe you're always bracing for the other shoe to drop, convinced that if you let your guard down, you'll get burned. Here's the harsh truth. You might be haunted by the ghosts of betrayal, and it's a trauma response that can mess with your head and your heart. Trust issues aren't just a your problem. They're a survival skill your brain picked up after getting hurt. Maybe someone you cared about totally blindsided you, or you got played by someone you thought had your back. Now, your mind is on high alert, scanning for red flags even when there aren't any. It's like you're living in a constant state of better safe than sorry, but it's exhausting, right? The real danger? You end up pushing good people away, missing out on real connections because you're stuck in defense mode. And in the US, where everyone's hustling and relationships move fast, it's easy to get labeled as paranoid or too much. But honestly, you're just trying to protect yourself from getting hurt again. So next time you feel yourself pulling back or doubting someone's intentions, ask yourself this about them. Or am I still fighting old battles that should have ended a long time ago? Number 7. Brain's emergency brake. Ever been in a situation where things get heated or stressful, and suddenly your mind just slams on the brakes? Like you freeze up, can't think straight, or totally check out heaven, though you know you should be speaking up or taking action. Here's the wild part. That's not just you being awkward or spaced out. That's your brain's emergency brake. And it's a trauma response that can sneak up on anyone. This isn't just zoning out or daydreaming. It's like your brain hits pause to protect you from what it thinks is danger. Even if you're just in a regular conversation or a work meeting. Maybe you blank out during arguments, or your mind goes totally foggy when you're put on the spot. It's your body's way of saying, nope, we're not doing this, and shutting everything down to keep you safe. But here's the kicker. While it might have helped you survive tough times in the past, now it's just holding you back. In the US, where everyone's expected to be on all the time, this can make you feel like you're falling behind or missing out. So next time you catch yourself freezing or mentally piecing out, ask yourself, am I really overwhelmed? Or is my brain just slamming the emergency brake because of old trauma? Because sometimes the hardest thing to fight isn't what's happening now, it's what your mind remembers from before. Number 8. Emotional blindness. Ever get called out for being cold or emotionless, even though deep down you know you care? Or maybe you just feel numb, like you're watching your own life on mute, and you can't even put a name to what you're feeling. Here's the real talk. That's emotional blindness. And it's a trauma response that can sneak up on anyone, no matter how tough you think you are. This isn't just about being out of touch with your feelings. It's like your brain put up blackout curtains to keep you from getting hurt. Maybe you grew up in a house where showing emotion got you nowhere. Or you learned early on that feelings just made things messier. Now, your mind's default setting is don't feel, don't deal. You might even joke about being a robot or say you're just chill, but the truth is, you're running on autopilot. The scary part, emotional blindness can mess with your relationships, your health, and even your sense of self. You might miss out on real connections or let stress build up until it explodes in ways you can't control. In the US, where everyone's supposed to keep it real, This can leave you feeling like an outsider in your own life. So next time you catch yourself saying, "I'm fine," when you're really not, ask yourself, am I actually okay? Or am I just too used to shutting down my own feelings? Number 9. Invisible trauma tattoos. Ever wonder why certain things just hit different for you? Or why you react so hard to stuff that barely phases other people? Maybe you get super defensive when someone jokes about something small, or you shut down when a certain song comes on. Here's the truth bomb. You might be carrying invisible trauma tattoos marks from your past that nobody else can see, but that shape everything you do. These aren't just quirks or personality traits. They're the scars left behind by old wounds, and they show up in the weirdest ways. Maybe you avoid certain places, or you get anxious out of nowhere. You might even have habits or fears that make zero sense until you realize they're connected to something you went through years ago. It's like your mind and body got inked with memories, and those tattoos show up every time you get triggered. The wild part: most people have no idea they're carrying these invisible marks. In the US, we're all about moving on and getting over it. But sometimes, your past leaves a permanent stamp on your present. These trauma tattoos can mess with your confidence, your relationships, and even your health if you don't recognize them. So, next time you catch yourself reacting big to something small, ask yourself, am I responding to what's happening now, or am I feeling the sting of an old tattoo I never asked for? If you saw yourself in any of these, drop a comment below and let me know which one hit hardest. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss more real talk on mental health and healing. Thanks for watching.